Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, we're going to be talking about how free money has started to arrive for all players in Grand Theft Auto Online, as well as talking about, since it's the start of a new month, a free $1 million for guys on the PlayStation 4, as well as hearing from Rockstar Games insider TShirt on some details about the next DLC, including the release date and what it could mean. So let's start with the free money that is arriving for players on the PlayStation 4. So as you guys know, until Rockstar releases the expanded and enhanced version, PS4 guys are getting $1 million each month. And a couple of months ago, they changed the way you could actually get that free money. You actually had to manually get it yourself. So on the PlayStation Store, I just search GTA, and it's usually one of the first things that comes up. And there it is, the free $1 million in Grand Theft Auto Online for PlayStation Plus members. And remember, this is happening every month at the start of each month until the game arrives on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X on November 11th. So when I'm making this video, it's Wednesday, June 2nd, so it's basically right at the start of the new month. You guys can see when it was released on June 1st. So go ahead and grab it. You can get it instantaneously, which is quite nice. You don't have to wait for it to be delivered to you by Rockstar. Now, for all players, at least when I ended up signing in, I ended up receiving a free $100,000. And I'm not sure for what this is, because I know it's not for the stunt races that were just added, because that advertisement is still going on, where between last week and today, June 2nd, you could get a $100,000 bonus and this free t-shirt just by doing one of the new event weeks. But that's not going to be added until 72 hours after June 7th. So this was from something previously, because when I ended up logging in, I ended up getting this alert that I had received $100,000 and some in-game items. So free money is really rolling out here, especially if you guys are on the PlayStation, but even if you're not, you should still receive an alert that you've gotten free money from Rockstar in Grand Theft Auto Online. So I know it's not a ton, like the $100,000. The $1 million each month is quite nice, especially if you've been doing it consistently every single month. But the $100,000, it does add up every single time. So just keep checking in on those opportunities. And remember, if you haven't received yours yet, sometimes players get it early, sometimes they get it later. So bottom line is just don't panic, that eventually you will receive your money if you have earned it. So just keep that in mind right there. Now, the next thing we need to talk about is something that a lot of Grand Theft Auto players were actually thinking was the case. So remember when Rockstar announced the summer update? It's going to be about car culture, tuner vehicles, this underground garage area. Well, the only thing they included on that Newswire post was one screenshot of what looks like one of the new Karen sports cars. And they also sort of showed off the underground garage area. Well, a lot of fans thought they had figured something out with the license plate. As you guys can see here, the license plate says 21QEP236. And some fans were thinking that that was a very specific hint. You guys can also see there that the actual tag itself says June. A lot of people took that as a hint as well. Well, Rockstar Games insider TShirt is here to tell you that that probably doesn't mean anything. He says, I sincerely doubt Rockstar is hinting at any sort of date with the license plate, especially if you assume it's a release date. We are nowhere close to the release, and the update is yet to hit the final stages of the testing period. Even for Rockstar, they can't be certain of a release date until we are a few weeks away from said date, except for high-level projects like Expanded and Enhanced, even though that's seen more of a deadline than a release date for the devs. But for regular updates, there's that sense of uncertainty. So what he's saying here is even the Rockstar developers, like right now, when they took that screenshot, there's no way they could predict the release date. So there's no way that they'd be able to have it just sort of put into a license plate on a promotional screenshot. That just wouldn't make sense. There's too much uncertainty. The date could change. So there's no way they would hint at something like that. I also don't even know where the date is coming from here. The 21, the 2, the 3, the 6. Like, what are we looking at here? Maybe you guys can let me know in those comments down below, but I was really unsure about that. And then there was some follow-up, sort of how Insider TShirt knows that an update is on the way. Someone said, just out of interest, how can you tell when an update is in the final stages of testing? And also, do you know when the testing period for an update usually starts? And he said, you can't really. It used to be tied with branches on Steam database, but nowadays that doesn't mean anything. The best indicator for now is the podium list, like when the list is about to expire and Rockstar doesn't update it. Then that's an indication of being near the release date. They usually extend the last vehicle on the list for 2 weeks until it ends on the same day the update releases. For now, the list extends all the way to July 15th, so it's going to be a while until we are near release. You also have to take into account that it could end up being extended for up to 2 weeks. So possible release dates would be July 20th or 27th or August 3rd. I don't know exactly when the testing period starts. I've been told it starts earlier than 2 weeks before the update releases. The 2-week period is simply for when everything is in check and submitted to Sony and Microsoft for certification. That's also when the release date is usually announced, a week or two before release. So TSFunds2 is saying a couple of interesting things here. Number one, the podium list is a good indicator of likely when we will receive the update, which for now, if no changes occur, anytime between July 15th and August 3rd. And then the reason we have that 2-week period of uncertainty is so that the update can be submitted and approved by Sony and Microsoft for the PlayStation and Xbox. And then when that occurs, that's usually when the release date is announced. So I would suspect we won't get any more information on this summer update, the one that's all about car culture and whatnot, really until about 2 weeks before it's ready to be released. And that's likely when we get screenshots, trailers, promotional stuff, etc. So that is what TSFunds2 is saying. It's going to be a minute really before we end up getting, I think, new content for Grand Theft Auto Online. I think the summer update is probably going to be, like he said, in July or August. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get a lot of info about this DLC, especially because Rockstar has like the Deadline, Return of the Shotaro mode coming, and the all-new survival maps, which they're going to talk about. And if they're going to talk about that, I don't think they're going to talk about the summer update that's to come. So I think it is going to be a minute before we really get to hear about this sort of stuff. But either way, I'm still very excited. And the free money along the way, certainly it doesn't hurt either, whether you're a PlayStation, Xbox, or PC player. A lot of free money is rolling out here, so all good in my book. But of course, I would love to hear from you guys in those comments down below. What do you think of everything we discussed in this video today? Free money, the next DLC, and a whole lot more. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.